The Whine and Cheese Show is a Metaverse and NFT discussion and interview series brought to you by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment and host BEN68 and Morecheeese. Warning: the information and opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved and contains content not suitable for anyone.
G'day and welcome to Season 1, Episode 22 of the Whine and Cheese and the Metaverses Show. Today, Morecheeese and I had another chat with our very first guest from Episode 1, Little, the creator of the NSFW Little Creations NFT series.
Today, we had Lil Creations back on to catch up on all the awesome new things she has been up to. And we let her spiel with us a bit as well. We talked to her about her new show with Frazzle, her new project, which you definitely want to hear about, and much more.
So grab your 18 plus card and get ready for a nudie, crudy, lewdy, Rudy episode of
The worst show ever.
Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese. Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese. Cheese. One is a wanker, one's slinging stunts. One's from Australia, one's from the Bronx. Talking about the Metaverse and NFTs. Interviewing all the real crypto G's.
Hello, welcome to the Whine and Cheese. What would you say, Ben? 50 what?
50? No, 22.
22.
Yeah.
And as you can see, we have the beautiful Lil here back with us. She has been doing a lot of really cool stuff since the last time she was on. And we want to know everything. But first, the spiel.
Spiel away.
Spiel away.
I'm supposed to get it ready, aren't I? Now, we're a bit all over the place because we got that other show started, the Breaking Badly news show. So we've been gobbling up news stories here and there, but
They come to hippos.
in the this metaversey world that we've got going on, there's always plenty to do. So within 5 seconds, we found a couple of articles, and I'll pull the first one up now. Oop, that's the wrong one.
Oh, no, don't show us some other stuff then.
Ooh. So we've got here the headline: Metaverse real estate sales top 500 million and are projected to double this year. Yes, please.
Yes, please, indeed.
Definitely.
Triple. Like, it's funny. I was saying, because I love my doom and gloom, I was saying in the Upland Cafe, you know, if Upland goes down in 2 years, we're going to have a lot of like really broke down and out people.
Say,
Holy
cow.
Yeah, well, I think there is a big kind of disparity between the people who came into Upland very early on, when it was very much a game, to now there's a lot of people coming on board very much with a kind of trading, flipping, investment, mindset. As far as I'm concerned, it's still very much a game for me. I haven't put bugger all actual money in. It's just been all crypto. So, I've put in what I'm willing to lose, sort of thing. If it all crashes and burns, of course it'd sting. Of course I'd be, peed off or whatever. But I'm not missing out on credit card payments and whatever.
Well, yeah, I won't go broke. I won't be living on the streets. But it's money I could have, definitely invested somewhere else and yada yada yada.
Well, I hope, geez, I'd like to have my places sell for that. Holy cow. Imagine that.
Be nice.
It would be.
I only need 3.5 million and I can retire. The wife and I can retire.
That's it, huh?
Only 3.5. That's
not too much
goal.
to ask. It's not too much, surely. Yeah, I want to completely bulldoze my house, including the slab and everything. I'd like to put up a brand new one and pay off all the bills and buy a little investment apartment in Surfers Paradise somewhere and kick back and relax.
You could get something in
That's
Japan.
awesome. And I'll come and move in with you.
Oh, wow.
You can live in Surfers Paradise apartment. Yeah.
I can rent it off you. There you go.
I would hate to think what rental prices there are at the moment. Like I'm kind of suburbs, kind of out of the rat race sort of thing. It's probably about I don't know, 20-minute drive from Surfers Paradise, which is the main kind of touristy high-rise area sort of thing. Rental prices where I am for a 4-bedroom house are pushing $600-700 a week,
Wow.
which is insane. Like an average wage here is probably around about $1,000 a week. So yeah, it's mental.
It's actually bad here too. It's gone up. Like, I mean, I live in a small little town. You can't even find a 1-bedroom apartment in my town, even though there's apartments. But I think I think a 1-bedroom apartment or even a bachelor is going for at least 1,500 to 1,600 Canadian. In Toronto, phew, you could live in a slummy building and pay $2,000 easily a month.
Wow. I live in a really nice gated community. It's a 2-bedroom. It goes for $1,500 a month. I have 2 pools, a gym, a private movie theater within the community, and like events.
Jeez,
like I went from New York. Like,
I just got shafted. She's moving in with you. Screw
but
your
you have
bills.
better weather. You have better weather, Ben. I'll come your way because I'm sick of this winter.
Well, it's just been pouring rain nonstop here.
It's like 70 degrees here.
Well, it warmed up here, but we're supposed to get starts with rain tomorrow, and then it's going to turn to freezing rain, and then it's going to turn to snow, and then we're supposed to get maybe up to 20 centimeters of more snow.
Oh my God.
No, you can keep that. Thank you. I used to like Japan where it would snow heavy where we are for maybe 1 or 2 days. So you'd get a week with snow coverage and then it'd bugger off and you get on with your life.
Like, oh,
I think there should be a rule that you only have it at Christmas time and then up to New Year's, that 2-week period, and then it disappears. I'd be happy with that.
Start a petition.
Yeah. I said that to someone the other day. I said, I put a call into Mother Nature. She told me to talk to the groundhog.
She told you to talk to the hand.
So that pretty much too.
Now I'm sending you another storm, and it's called, what is it? So starting with an L.
Yeah, it's been
La
like
Nina.
minus 30 here.
Oh, the storm name, yeah.
The storm name.
All right, let's have a look at this. So as we know, yes, there are big risks, but potentially big rewards, and that's what we're all about. We're all about risking it for the nice big biscuit.
Sorry.
And
Go ahead.
This is what you were talking about, Cheese. Before we press record, Cheese was saying how it sucks how, like, a lot of these news articles, Upland doesn't even get a mention or a look in. So here it says, so far, real estate sales have been concentrated on the big 4, Sandbox, Decentraland, Crypto Voxels, and Somnium. Crypto Voxels and Somnium, I've never even heard of them.
I was going to say, I've never heard of that.
So, yeah. What did it say? 500 million. Sales of real estate in the metaverse top 500 and could double. Yeah, as we said, yes, please. So those sales were just those 4. So it doesn't include like Uplift World or what are some of the other ones? Upland. There's more. I'm just blanking on it.
Wait, 501 million for all 4 of them combined. Isn't Upland like way more than that?
For sales, I wouldn't think so. $500 million, because we're talking about who's the biggest holder? What's his name?
With the A, the one who buys all the.
Not Abracadabra. What's his name?
Don't ask me. I get lost.
Yeah.
So many people.
Yeah, I think he's just about to kick over 1 billion UPEX, which is $1 million. So I think we're miles away from 500 million. Didn't we tick over 2? Oh, maybe it was 100 million in sales. I don't remember. One day we'll do our research.
Not today, though.
Not today. Yeah. Well, whatever it is, it's a large sum.
Yes. So they're saying that part of the surge was due to Facebook announcing that they were rebranding to Meta, and that's kind of fueled a lot of this extra kind of people jumping on board. I don't know if there's anything else to look at. Oh, this is good. A report from Brand Essence Market Research found that Metaverse real estate market is expected to grow at a compound annual rate of 31% a year from 2022 to 2028. There you go. We might get there for the retirement. 2028. What's that? 6 years. Yeah, I could live with that.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to take all our crypto. Abdullah, I hacked in the cafe. They're so fast.
Abdullah. Yes. Thank you, cafe. Save the day. And I mentioned again, big risk, big reward. Yeah. I don't know. If you play it smart, it doesn't have to be too risky.
No.
And this is good. This will kind of segue into another article we're going to look at. But first, this Republic Realm paid a record $4.3 million for land in the largest metaverse sandbox. The company is developing 100 islands called Fantasy Islands. So this is the thing. Like, I think this is what distinguishes Upland from all of these other ones. Is Upland's based on real world, locations and addresses and that sort of thing, where all of these other ones are just
made up and just
it almost sounds like a second life.
Yeah, it does sound like that. And it's kind of what Decentraland looked like when I went in there. It's basically just people talking around you. Like, so if people are near you, you could hear them talking. You don't understand anything. There's a bunch of just like kind of avatars around. You walk around and see stuff. There's really nothing to do. You just walk around. How is that fun? Like, I don't know. I'd rather have a more clever version of that, a more serious and smarter version.
I agree.
Well, how would
a
you
lot
do
of those
research
ones, it's like
on
almost
that?
like Sims, Sims and all these other ones. You just walk around and you chit chat, and it's in a fantasy land, and you can build up your building or buy your clothes. Or, I mean, I'm in Second Life, and I look like a pompous rich chick, but and I haven't put anything into it. I got this floppy hat and everything, and I'm walking around going, okay, so what do? You can bounce from island to island to island, but it's just almost like an online dating service in a sense, because talking to people. That's all I get from it.
Yeah.
And it says here that 90 of the 100 islands sold on the first day for $15,000 each.
Wow.
That's
I'm guessing an island would be similarly associated to like a whole city in Upland,
like multiple blocks or something.
Yeah, exactly. That you could rent.
You would hope so. Otherwise, you are now talking about massive risks.
That is.
Yeah. For investors, sorry, go ahead, Lil.
I was just like, it's interesting that they bought it on the first day for 15,000, and now they're listing it for resale for 100,000.
Well, you get knuckleheads like Justin Bieber will come along and pay.
FOMO Bieber, I love it.
FOMO Bieber will pay miles over the market floor.
Well, that's it. If you get the celebrity and the influencers in there, of course.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, skipped ahead. Yeah. And it's kind of rehashes a lot of data. Location may still matter. A rush of companies, major brands, and investors are pouring into the new land craze. Yep, we know all about that.
And just to pause, I just want to say Cynthia was the one that gave me the answer, Abdullah. Maybe if I give him a shout out, he'll become a new Whine and Cheese fan. Continue.
Well, he's not a fan of mine. Cynthia and I have a lot of history that's not real good, so we'll leave it at there.
Oh no.
Ben, I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah. No, he did teach me a very good lesson, which was not to get into long conversations with drunk people. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
So yeah, location.
If Morecheeese and I were drunk on the show.
That'd be fun. Maybe we'll have to do that for the end of season 1.
Yeah.
Although I'm not allowed to drink, my doctor will kill me. So
That's like two drunk chicks and me in a video.
And it would be really fast because it doesn't take me very much to get drunk. I mean, 2 beers and I'm pretty much done.
I've already got the headline: 2 whiners and a whiner. There you go. Perfect.
2 winos and a whiner.
2 winos and a whiner. There you go.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sounds like a new show brewing.
What
was that drunk history? I used to love drunk history.
It'd be like TikTok.
We have enough shows, Ben.
Yes.
Continuing on. What did they say about Atari? It was
they're just talking about how all the brands and stuff are coming in, you know.
Okay.
But they're talking about how location is important, but does location matter when you're talking about fantasy real estate? I get it if it's like Upland where you want to be on Fifth Ave in Manhattan or whatever, but if you're on Joe Blow's Island next to Joe Blow's castle, does that really matter?
It matters who
It matters
is
who
there.
owns
like
that. I mean, look at it. If Snoop Dogg owns it, or Justin
Yeah.
Bieber,
Yeah,
or
people
a
paid
big
really good
celebrity
money
that owns it. And,
to
oh my
live right
God,
next
I
to
got
Snoop.
a land or an island beside Snoop Dogg. I can go over there and smoke weed with them, like
Or he'll come and smoke your
smoke
weed. Puff,
Yeah,
puff,
well,
and
that'll
pass.
be it too, right?
Gosh, I'm getting slapped in stereo here from the both of us. Yeah, no, yeah, I guess that makes sense for sure. And I think it just goes on, blah, 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 blah. We won't keep going on about that. But yes, we do know that there's a lot of money pouring into the space. It's becoming a lot more mainstream, a lot more attention. And of course, like any snowball, that's only going to get larger and larger and larger.
Yes.
Hopefully it doesn't splat on the mountain.
I agree.
Hopefully not. We'll have to
Yeah.
find a tall building. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah. All right. You always got to go there again.
I always got to go there. I'm sorry.
Oh. So yeah, we did. Cheese did mention it. It kind of sucks that Upland's never mentioned in the news for these sort of things, but we did find one article here.
Yeah.
One World Universe purchases over 100 properties within the Upland Metaverse real estate trading game. Ooh, 100 properties.
100. Whoa,
How many
he's a
properties
big
you got,
boy.
Cheese?
Oh, what, over 2,000?
How many you got, Lil?
I have 145, I think.
There you go. So you're ahead of the game.
Look at this.
I think I got 6,400 or something.
Okay, well, I'm just small potatoes over here.
Small potatoes.
Small
Aw.
potatoes.
That's all right. Small risk. You might still get a biscuit. Doesn't have to
I
be
still
all
put money
much.
into it, though.
Absolutely. Now, this company, what is this? CEO interview with Jerry C. Craig to be released Tuesday. One World Universe. I haven't heard of that before, but apparently it's a publicly traded company that invests in sports-related businesses, distressed assets, business opportunities, and emerging industries such as the metaverse, blah, 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 blah. They have invested in the hot new metaverse real estate property game called Upland. And in an effort to diversify their holdings, the company has secured 46 New York properties in both Brooklyn and Staten Island, 47 in Chicago, 4 in Nashville, and 9 in Santa Clara. Cheese and I ran the numbers on that before. Assuming that they got these from secondary market, which all of those, they're all sold out, aren't they? Is Nashville sold out?
Maybe
I don't think
not
so.
completely, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's assume they got it off the market floor. And we know at the moment the market floor is all blood everywhere. People are selling like crazy to get funds for LA. If you add it all up off the current floor prices, that equals about a $1,200 investment. Which for a
46
public,
New York, though. I mean, the floor is not that low in New York.
no, they say New York's, Brooklyn, and Staten Island. They've got none in Manhattan.
Yeah, secure 46 New York properties in both.
That's tricky. Look at how sneaky that is. That's sneaky.
Yeah. So as I said, that's about a $1,200 investment, which if this is a public traded company, they probably find that much money in their staff sofa.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it goes on to say that the same company is in the process of securing a 3x3 parcel within Sandbox, and that's going to cost $125,000 US.
That's crazy. That's a lot of freaking money.
Yeah, that's a kind of serious investment.
It is.
So it seems like they're just kind of,
So why wouldn't they invest in actual Manhattan?
I don't know. Sounds a bit pissing in the wind, doesn't it?
A bit, yeah.
I would say.
But the fact that they've dipped their toe in there, it might be a good sign of things to come if they get in and like what they can do or whatever. You never know.
Well, it looks good for people that like us who started off, not these big companies, but it helps boost what properties that we have, because if they come in, more will come in and then they'll want to buy it up, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's what Cheese and I I was saying to Cheese too, the fact that Upland isn't all over the news, yeah, exactly that. It's kind of good for us at the moment because we can still build the foundations. And it's good. The article goes on to say that, Upland secured 18 million in funding, which valued the company at 300 million. Oh, maybe that was the number you were thinking of, Cheese, was it?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe that was it.
Yeah, and it talks about, mapped to real addresses, which we've already just discussed. Yada, yada, yada. Over
Do you think with all these big companies coming in that Upland will remain beta?
I
Or do
think
Ah.
so. I think coming out of beta is a scary thing. Like as a gamer, I think games stay in beta. The more a game stays in beta, the better it becomes kind of updated and enhanced.
Mhm.
I don't think the fact that it's still in beta should matter. I think if it comes out of beta without all the things it planned to implement, that would be scarier than staying in beta, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll play devil's advocate and say that a game like Upland, which what they're building every step of the way is at the leading edge of the technology. They are forging the path ahead. Upland will never be out of beta. It will never be out of beta and have all the features and whatever. They just need to put their big girl pants on and just rip the Band-Aid off and go for it.
Right.
Go for alpha?
No, and alpha's before beta.
I mean,
Yeah. Go for the full release.
but why? Like you can't do that before you complete everything. That
means nothing, really.
It does though. In the gamers world, it means a lot.
But I also think of it
does-
this way, because they're always gonna, like, technology is gonna change. That, like, there's gonna be bugs, server issues. Like we all know, like I know for sure. Then that's one of my problems is trying to secure properties. Since day one, they always have server issues.
Yep.
It lags, and even with LA opening, I saw many people throughout different discords. Oh, it's so slow. It's so slow. I'm like, yeah, and I wouldn't have been able to get, even if I was on time, I wouldn't have been able to get anything that I really wanted anyways, because it was just so laggy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're always going to have problems, but I can't see, I get Ben's point, like them never coming out of beta, or they should come out of beta. And I see your point, Cheese, because they have all these bugs. And if you come out of that and that's not fixed, it's just going to keep snowballing. And we know how Upland can be with promises and saying they're going to do stuff. If it goes ahead out of it, it won't get done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like it's like that beta is like the training wheels or a safety net. Like that, I know there's going to be fixes. I know there's going to be enhancements. I know there's going to be add-ons.
Player forgiveness.
Player forgiveness.
I think that they're 2.5 years into development. I think at this point it's a bit of a cop-out. But in saying that, they did previously, they were working, well, it seems like they were working as one kind of development team. And if the focus changed, like they were going to do NFLPA legits, well, that took away. They stopped doing anything to do with businesses. They stopped doing everything else, got put on the back burner, and then the whole team focused on that. Well, we know now that they've got this extra funding, so there are multiple teams in place working on multiple different features and that sort of thing. I think I'll probably give them 1 more year's leeway. If they haven't like got a bunch of these features out this year,
Where are you gonna go, Ben?
I'm not saying I'm going to leave. I'm saying that you can't keep saying you're in beta 3.5 years into development.
I've been in games that were in beta for like 10 plus years. Here's
Really?
the thing
God.
with beta. It's easier to implement changes and updates and enhancements in beta than it is out of beta. So there's that as well.
All right. We'll cut them a bit of slack then.
Yeah,
See
you're
how
not
we
Another
go.
going
10 years?
anywhere because then I'll have to like hire somebody
Another
or
10
pay your
years.
wife a lot of money to like keep you in the game because you're not going anywhere.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere. I'll go out tooth and claw. That's for sure. But yeah, we'll see how we go.
And that goes for
10
you
years.
too, Lil.
Yeah,
10 years?
10 years.
Oh, I'll be 50. Oh, 55 by then. I want to retire before that.
We're the same age then. Yeah, I'll be 55 in 10 years too. I'll be grey all over by then.
Oh, I'll be a silver top. I'll be all white.
I'll be
All
a
right. I don't know if
silverback,
there's anything else worth
like the gorilla.
looking into. It just talks about how the Bronx went. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't think there's much more to go into there. And yeah, it's just good to see that it's being mentioned a bit, and there's links and that sort of stuff there. So
Well, I like the
hopefully
fact
generate
that
more
LA is
interest.
a little bit more expensive, a higher tiered city. So the properties aren't being bought out like crazy.
It's bittersweet. I like the fact that they made them more expensive, because then everyone was able to kind of get one, at least
Yes,
one.
I agree with that.
And people weren't able to hoard them as fast. Like, I think the
Exactly.
Bronx went so fast because you were able to get multiple
Yeah.
at a time. And like, there's no way you're going to get more than like 3 or 4 Hollywoods unless you're like a gigantic whale. And I mean, we have porpoises in the game. I don't really feel we have whales yet.
No way. Yeah. Yeah, you only got to look at that article, like coming in, dropping 125K on one plot of land. It's.
I hope Upland gets to that. That would be amazing.
Yes.
Can you imagine somebody coming up to you, Ben, and saying, "Hey, I really like this property of yours. I'll give you like 50 grand for it."
Yeah, well, I still got those 2 Wall Street properties, so I have got them listed. I think I've got them listed for 100. I've got one of them listed for 100 million UPEX, which is 100 grand. If that's sold, yeah, I wouldn't be disappointed. I think we're talking about.
Tear your house down.
Indeed, that is the goal.
You wouldn't just get a new house? You really like the way where you live that much?
Yeah, I love the spot where we're in. It's a great block of land. It's a good area. So yeah, yep, that is the dream. But we shall see. But yeah, I've lost my train of thought. What were you talking about?
50,000 for property.
Oh yeah, so like realistically, if I could make $100 US online a day, that'd cover more than what I'm already earning. So, and that's not totally out of the stretch of the imagination. If I was to flip, 5 properties a day for US dollars, that's conceivable that's doable.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
So yeah, but as I've kind of said internally with the UDU, this year I'm not selling basically anything. I'm just stacking, just trying to work with what I've got to maybe work towards that next year, but we'll see how we go.
Sounds good. Yeah, because I used to yell at you, Ben, you have too many San Franciscos on sale. Get those off.
Indeed. Yeah. Well, it's just such a pain in the butt that here we are 2.5 years later and we still don't have any property management tools whatsoever for a property management game. And the team has just recently announced that they've washed their hands of even bothering to try, pretty much. So they've just palmed it off to the community to sort out. So yeah.
Well, we'll see. It's still in beta.
Absolutely.
Another 10 years.
Yeah, we got another 10 years to go, Ben.
Still be whining. Hello and welcome to Whine and Cheese episode 397.
We're back with Little to talk about something we talked about 10 years ago.
Yes.
We'll be old in like 20 years. We'll be old and wrinkled, still complaining.
Oh, wrinkled. I'll be white. And Ben will have a nice shiny beard and losing his hair.
Yeah.
Oh
on
my
the
God.
cards.
I'll cut my hair and I'll make you a really nice wig, Ben.
I have lots of hair. You want some of mine? I'll give you some.
We have hair. So, you could be blonde one day, you could be brunette next
and it's
day.
curly. You can have curly hair.
Well, you do know I am partial to a wig. Yeah, I am partial to a wig, so it's all good. But anyway, enough about that Upland stuff and real estate. How about you, Little? What have you been up to?
Yeah.
It's been, when was the last time we checked in? Was September 12th, something about then you were on last?
Yeah, that seems like time flew.
Oh, yeah.
Like you guys have like all these shows going on. I'm just trying to keep up with you guys. I've been watching your shows. I haven't caught them all though, because you guys are just running like, holy cow. But for me, I'm just doing little. Frazzle and I have our little show, but we're not really organized. But it's fun.
We understand.
We go, like, each show is different. And if I can get, and I still have to get you back on and get the boys to shut up so we can talk, because that bothers me. I like to get talking to people. But the streamers, a few streamers that have been on Discord, they play Splinterlands and that, they came into the inn. I think Mitri Man's one, and Drabs, and there's Darth Wolf Gaming. They're all a bunch of streamers, so they've come on and really taken to the online inn and our art. So they've really boosted my art, which is awesome. I've been on their streams a lot, like, and I mean, I threw the collab that we did and about your art, and so we've showed that too, and trying to get people to recognize the artists that I know and that are in the inn. And so they've been very supportive. Like, I was so overwhelmed. They're like, wow, like, I can't believe you guys, and they kept wanting my art, and people were buying my stuff. I mean, it's slowed down obviously, because with my stuff, it's not a game, it's not tied to a token. So a lot of people want to flip stuff, and right now a lot of the NFTs, even for the bigger groups, aren't selling as fast because the way crypto is. So a lot of people are holding it, or they're trying to get out of it, or whatever the case may be. But I'm still doing what I'm doing. I'm working on a Valentine's pack. People seem to love opening packs, so I figured, I haven't did one for a while, so I'm working on a Valentine's pack. I did a collab with Yazing. It was just a quick little thing. He asked if I could do one, so I did that for his project. So I did that. He dropped that today. It's a free one. It's already gone. And I'm working on doing a physical piece for a raffle.
Nice.
And that won't come for a while, because it's a one of one. So there'll be a raffle, and the person will actually get the physical piece of Little, as well as the NFT.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my God.
So
I
thought I'd try that. So I've got the art. I have my media to do it. So I want to do a really good job on this, because it's it's the first time doing it, and I know shipping and all of that. So, which I'd obviously cover the cost of that, but I wanted to try something. I mean, everybody likes to have something tangible sometimes too. So
is this a painting or a sculpture-y sort of thing?
A painting.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of like what Goodwill does.
Yeah. So I'll do a painting, but then I'll have the animated NFT. So
sweet.
Because know how mine are usually always animated. Well, I can't really animate a physical drawing, but they'll get the one of one animated as well.
And it's funny. I just want to point back to the first interview with you that we had when we had you on here. You even said that you didn't really understand NFTs at first because you love the tangible stuff. Like you love being able to see the art and be able to touch it and whatnot. And it's so cool that you're kind of circling back to this and having your cake and eat it too. Like, hey, I'll give you this NFT, but I'm also going to give you this painting, this tangible painting.
Yeah, because a couple people had asked me about, would you do that? And then people are saying, oh, I had a sort of like a poll in my tab. I thought, well, I want to ask, if there's enough interest in it, because I've never did a raffle, I've never did an auction, I've never did any of that. So I thought, well, why not ask? And if people are into it, and a lot of people said, yeah. And I have a couple great followers that have buy up my art. A lot of them hold it too.
Ben.
Yeah, I know Ben does. He's my number one. He is. I check every once in a while, because I don't usually focus on that, because I appreciate everybody. And I see Ben, Ben bought another one. Oh, Ben bought another one. And every once in a while I'll type, I'm going, hey Ben, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I was only saying to Cheese before we kicked off too, I went over to your Atomic Hub and had a look through the collection, and I just can't believe the amount of stuff you're pushing out now. You certainly seem to have I don't know whether it's a well-oiled pipeline or whether you've just got a lot of inspiration going on, or what's happening. You just seem to be going gangbusters.
Yeah. My inspiration, always comes from the communities, the people I talk to, anything in my life, an event or situation or whatever. And so with all the communities, the gaming communities, the online like your community too. Like everything feeds to my ideas, and it's amazing because all of a sudden, I'll be sitting there, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do that. The hamster just decides it's going to run, but I do it all at night. I have a hard time doing it during the day, and I don't know what that is.
I'm the
but
same
at night,
way. I'm the same way.
like on my days off, like tomorrow I'll be off, and I'm setting up. People told me I should start blogging, and since I'm part of Splinterlands and I suck at it, I'm going to shout them out because they've been awesome. And there's a couple big streamers. Drabs is one, Darth is, and Metraman is the one that's got my name out there.
Is he the one that was on this the past Sunday with the hat?
Yes.
Oh, he's a nice guy. Yeah.
Yes, Metraman is awesome. He's Canadian. Same with Drabs. He's another big one. He's really into the Hive and with Splinterlands, and he's getting into the NFTs, and they're in Discord. And he has a big following, and he's like, yeah, give me some of your art. I'll put it on my wheel, and I give not just my art. I bought a piece from you that was the one that we collaborated with, and I put that on a giveaway, and I said, and they go, oh, we love this. I said that, you got to check out Miss Morecheeese. She's on Nefty. Check her out. She's also on Atomic. She does awesome pixel art. Check her out. So I'm always trying to, you never forget who your friends are, who you collaborated with. We have good relationships here. So I always, like, even the Nasty Hooks, I had bought packs because, I have tons in my wallet. So I gave those out to get the Nasty Boys their name out there too.
Oh, I got the Nasty Boys. I got their shirt on.
Oh, I was going to wear my tank top, but I didn't. I wore Metallica today because I was thinking of Ben. See, I got my Metallica on.
Rock on.
I got the hair to go with it. Like I was telling Morecheeese, I was running late. Sorry, give me 10 minutes because I got to blow dry my hair, my fro.
My fro.
My fro.
We both got big hair. That's good. That means we're always going to have our hair no matter what. Even when
my husband
you're like
says I need to get a haircut
for 100 years.
Yeah, well, I will never go bald. But I'm blocking my drains in my tub, which means I have to frequently clean them because my hair.
Oh, but they have the they have this really nice catcher that we use. It's like a flat piece of plastic, and it has these things that stick up with the holes through, so the water can still go down, and it's high up. The things, and then the hair just goes around it.
I gotta look into that. I do.
Yeah.
Send me that.
Unfreeze. Ben.
Simon says.
Ben's gonna come back.
He will.
Wow.
Oh,
there he goes.
Oh.
Simon says he's back.
What happened then? My internet is unstable.
Strike a pose. Vogue. Yeah.
What part did you miss? I was bemoaning my wife shedding her Japanese long black hair everywhere, and she says, it's not me. I'm like, well, there's nobody else in this house with long black hair.
Would you rather her be bald? Come on.
Oh, that could be kinky.
Oh my God. You would say that.
You never know. Anyhow, so
when you wake up in the morning, she'll do that just to.
She'll put a bald cap on just to scare the crap out of you.
You know what had happened? I wouldn't notice, and then I'd be in all sorts of trouble.
Oh,
you would notice. Oh, you would notice.
All right, so it sounds like little that when you do your art, it's almost like a wind down sort of process for the end of the day kind of thing.
It is, yeah. And then I'll be up until like 5 or 6 in the morning or something like that. So, yeah, but I'm trying to get myself organized. Like I said to you guys the last time, I like social media and try to get like more exposure to my art. A lot of people say that I have great stuff and that I'm in a niche, all to my own. There are others in it, but it's not the same as some of the other art that's not safe for work. So a lot of people like my art, but they say you got to get it out there more. You just got to find that right.
I think yours is unique. Yeah, there are other like collections out there where it's like photography almost, And then there's the other side where it's very cartoonish. I think yours kind of rides the line really well. It kind of blends between.
Well, yeah, because I've done, like, you've seen some of the ones I've done. It's more looks like anime, cartoonish,
Yep.
and then you see other ones that are more realistic, and you know, there's photos in there, like that one that you see that I did for.
Was that the eye one? I just saw that one. Is that like the shot of the eyes sort of thing?
Oh no, that wasn't. There was one where I did for Crackers, the article, and it's the girl on her back, and she's like water around her. That's me.
Oh, cool.
That's me. I was walking into my pool, and I thought, oh, that's actually a pretty good thing. So I took my picture, and I changed it, and played around with it. And I'm like, because he wanted something to give out for free, and I thought, oh, I'll do a quick little thing. And actually, a lot of people like that one. I'm like, that took me like 10 minutes to do. I just played around with filters, and I, you know, I changed my body, you know, and stuff like that. But
Are you
me.
on a computer where you could share that, or are you on the phone?
oh, I'm on my husband's computer, and I don't know how to work it. He's got
That's all
three
right.
screens, and I'm afraid to touch it.
Well, how much of the increase in your output do you think is related to you getting a better handle on the technologies at your disposal? Like the last time we talked to you, you were kind of learning some of these tools and techniques and that, but it seems like you really got a handle on your process these days.
Oh, I do. I'm gotten way better. Like, I mean, if you look at from when I first started to where I'm at now, since May of last year, I haven't even been in this, well, Upland, I've been in it's just been a year. It was February 2nd, I think it was.
Oh, you started before me.
Yeah. So February, I started Upland. So I've been in Upland for a year, but in the Discord NFT space, it's since May. So I haven't even been quite a year, but I see the transition, how I've improved, and I'm trying different programs to improve the quality of my art. And the sad thing is like, I wish Atomic had better, I guess, when you on my tablet, it's like 4K and it looks beautiful. Like it's smooth. And then when you put it onto Pinata, it cuts it back a little bit. And then when you get it into Atomic, it cuts it back even more. So people actually don't see how good it looks, so crisp and clear, by the time it makes its transition onto Atomic, which bothers me. And I wish there was a better graphics, I guess, or I lack of word of knowing what to call it. You know, like a video card, you know, you're going from, 780 to like 1080p, right? You want something that looks really good. And I'm on my program, it's 4K or something like that. So it looks amazing. And then when I see it come out, like when it comes out there, I'm like, oh, doesn't look as
that's
great.
frustrating.
It is. But
I was just going to say, are you finding that you're able to get, like, the ideas that you have, are you able to get them out much closer to how you envision them now because you have like this extra experience and skill with the tools?
That is getting better. Yes, that is getting better. I mean, I have some stuff that I've shelved. Like I'll have tons of art. Like I have tons of stuff. Like sometimes if you see me pump out like 2 or 3 pieces, it's because I had the idea started, or I had partial started, or so I didn't really need a lot to tweak it, because all of a sudden the hamster said, oh, we could do this, or why don't you do that with that? And then all of a sudden you'll see like 3 pieces of art come out. Well, that's because I already had them. I shelved them because I got frustrated with them, or the idea sort of fleeted my mind, because that happens quite often too. And then I came back to them.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah.
What are you investigating, Cheese? Your eyes are going 100 miles an hour.
Well, I'd send you a DM, Lil. Is that Is that the collab? Because it's very beautiful. Oops,
where did I go? That's the one that I did. Yeah, that's the one that I did because he wanted to do a
like you walking into the water.
Yeah,
that's so beautiful. All right, I'm gonna share it.
I had a bathing suit on, but all I did is take it off because you know me. But yeah, that's me.
That's so pretty.
Just look, Cheese. If I try and do it on my computer, I'll be voguing again. Oh yeah, I've got that one. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
I have
me.
this one as well. That's pretty. I love it.
Now,
like
looking
them.
back at that,
Yeah.
I could have made that a lot better, but at the time it was,
I love it though. It's beautiful. I love the shadows. I love the hair moving, the water like glistening on the screen, and then like the little ripples.
yeah, that was
I
me in
think
my
we
pool.
nice. I think we said this last time that that's kind of good. You're not over dazzled with flashing and brightness, but the more you look, the more you see, sort of thing. And I always like that effect you do with the hair, where it looks like it's cascading almost.
Yeah. But a lot of people say they like the movement that I do with the hair.
Why?
Because I don't take the whole thing and highlight it. I do strands or I do pieces and I do directions and stuff like that. I mean, the programs, like I said before, are pretty simple to use, and I'm getting better at using them. Like, I mean, I go through several different programs to make it look the way I want to. And sometimes that takes the longest time to do it, because even with my drawings, I'll have a nice basic drawings with color, and the odd one I still do on paper, depending on, if I started on paper because the idea comes and my daughter's got my tablet or something, then I'll take it off a drawing that I've done. And then sometimes, like that one there, I did that. I had a picture in my phone, and it was like 2 years before I put that out. So that's an old photo of me, but my daughter took the picture of me. So I thought, that's pretty cool. Something fast, something easy, nothing too NSF. Well, I don't really want myself to be too NSFW, right? But I thought that was pretty cool.
Like
people seemed to like it. They thought they were quite impressed. Like, that only took me 10 minutes to do.
Wow.
Sometimes the fast ones are the ones that it's funny. Sometimes the fast ones that just come off the cuff and I threw it together really fast are the ones that seem to be, I don't know if they click with people or they like them better. And then other ones that have taken really long, a lot of care to it. Not as much. And I'm wondering sometimes, like, I'm always in my emotion or my feelings, or I'm always in my art. There's always little in there. And some pieces have more of me, of an emotional or more of me in them than others.
Yeah,
So
I could see that.
Yeah.
And Cheese does the same, agonizing over a pixel here or a pixel there. You can overthink things sometimes, I would imagine.
Sometimes, yeah.
Mm.
And that's the thing that you can tell with Morecheeese. I see her art and I'm like, she's put herself into it. I can see it.
Aww.
It's not like it's a program where, I mean, yeah, I'm not taking away from any graphic designers out there, because some of it's really nice, but there's no soul. There's no, you don't feel, there's nothing to it. It's like looking at, it's sterile. I don't know. I don't want to talk bad about it, but it has no feeling. There's like no emotion, or there's no soul, or there's no connection or feeling to it. Whereas I think
totally
art,
hear you. Yeah.
when I look at art and the pieces a lot of pieces I have in my wallet are ones that, yeah, they may not have a token or they may not make me money, but I don't really care, because I'm not buying it for the purpose of that. I'm buying it because, I love that. That touches me. That has feeling, that has a purpose, that has a soul. I know where the artist's mind was. I can relate to them, So yeah, for me, it's an emotional thing.
She's kind of got accused early on of using one of these convert to pixel programs,
or that my husband did it.
Yeah, which is just the ultimate cop out.
Girl.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Which is just kind of pathetic, really. But she has, I don't know if you've seen it, she has taken to going live in Metaverse Ventures Entertainment, the MVE server, like drawing live. And
oh, really?
Yeah, I saw her bits and pieces when she did my avatar for the Breaking Badly News one. Like, the speed that she was doing that was unbelievable. And I happened to catch her just tail end yesterday that she was doing this crazy heart for coming up for Valentine's Day. So it's really cool.
The beginning.
Yeah, he did too. Yeah, he was in there from the get-go. It's really cool to see the process from kind of nothing, the blank canvas literally, to a finished piece. So
pixel by pixel.
No, that's really neat. I was thinking about, I have a tablet, so my technology is not really good to try to videotape, like try to record myself doing stuff. But I was thinking of I don't really care to, but doing like a TikTok, because everybody's all over TikTok, right? And I thought
There
maybe
you go.
I
Say
could yeah, I was thinking of doing like a little stream or something on TikTok showing me actually doing it. So
Yep.
I was thinking about, I don't know if I'll do it, but I was thinking, well, there's a possibility, because I've seen a couple artists that do just art, not necessarily NFTs, but I'm like, why can't I show NFTs and talk about NFTs and expose my art that way? Because a lot of neat stuff and a lot of crazy people are out on there on that TikTok, and that the crazy people out there sort of make me leery of doing it.
We embrace the crazy.
Oh, I like the crazy, but some of them,
Yeah, next level. Yeah.
like I've seen some of them that they need dental work and people are sending them money for beer. I'm like, you're sending them money for a dentist.
Oh, geez.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like serious, like this lady had no teeth and she was gnarly, and they said, oh, she goes, I need to get some beer, and they had PayPal set up and people were buying her beer. I'm like, the woman needs a dentist, not a beer.
Oh gosh. Yeah, well, a lot of those progression videos are really popular on those sorts of platforms.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of nice art out there where they're drawing or they're painting, and it's like they speed it up, or one day they start and they do so much, and then the next day they come back and they start carry off. And I like that. There's one girl, I can't remember her name. I got to look her up again, but she's full of tattoos. She's pretty crazy looking, the hair, and very beautiful woman. And I watched her several times do her art. I'm like, maybe that would be really neat to just, do, even if I do a painting on a canvas and people see it where I started out in that, then they'd understand, where I'm coming from with my art. And maybe
Wilson Fisk, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like he inspired me to do the art live on the Discord, because whenever like I was stressed out, he would do his live art, his panda. Mm-hmm. And I would just sit there and just watch it, and then I would get motivated to do my art. Because you remember when I came to you and I was having an artist block?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
I was like, I couldn't do anything. Like everything I did just came out wrong. And I'm like, Lil, I don't know what to do. I'm backed up by like 2 or 3 NFTs. I have to do this Halloween NFT. And you're like, just do something different or do something else. And like, it'll just come to you. And like, I was so nervous. I was like, did I lose it? I felt like I lost it.
Oh, I've had those moments. And those are the ones where I've shelved. I've put them away.
Yeah.
Because it won't turn out if you rush it, or if your hamster goes to sleep, because that happens. Or
mine is a squirrel.
Yeah, mine's a hamster. He goes to sleep. I've had times like just like a couple just before around Christmas time. Like those ones that I put out, I did way too many. And that's a thing too, learning like the 24 days of Christmas. I should have just cut it down and because I really didn't see myself in there. I felt pressured to pump those out because I said I was going to do that. And I'm the type of person that, like, if I'm going to say I'm going to do it for everybody, I have to keep my word. And then I had mix-ups.
Yeah, one a weid was pain for me. One a day you had to do.
Yeah, and if I was like at the beginning, I was okay because I had done 7, and like I had done 7, so like, oh, okay, I got 7 days in between there to do the next 7. You know what I mean? I had given but then I started brain farting, and my inspiration was going, and I'm like, oh, what the hell am I going to do? So a lot of them are almost like I took the image. I took some of the images and put it into another image and try to change the background, but it was way too much. I should have just scaled it down. But these are all learning things,
Yeah.
And sometimes I need to not open my mouth. I should just say, I'm going to do this. This is a great idea. Let's do all this. And then realize when I get into, I'm like, what the hell did I do?
Yeah.
I hear that.
It does sound familiar. Yeah.
What did I do? What did I commit myself to? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Is there anything else that you're working towards? Like you said, you're putting a Valentine's Day pack together.
Yeah.
Can we look forward to part 2 for, looking ahead to Halloween and all that sort of stuff?
Oh, every holiday I'll do stuff for. I like the holidays. I think they're fun. People have been really into the packs, and I haven't really did packs since Halloween. That was a little pack. So I figured Valentine's Day, everybody loves Valentine's Day. And, you know, with my style of art and my little ladies, what's the best thing to do for Valentine's Day? So I thought, hey, it all sort of, you know, the sexuality of it and the love of it. And I mean, I try to be tasteful with stuff. It's not going to be, it's going to be my style, but.
Can I put some stuff in your head?
Sure.
I was just going to say, Cheese takes it to a different level. Is that where you're going, Cheese?
Yes.
Yes.
I would love to see in your style, one of the ladies, like, you know, top naked, just kind of like with her arms out and then her chest is open and you could see her heart.
See her
beating.
heart.
And it's beating.
Yes, I can do that. I can
Yes.
do that.
I
I
love
thought you were
it.
going to do a Khaleesi vibe where she's munging out on somebody's heart.
No. Shh, that's our thing.
Oh, that's oh yes, or that's a Halloween thing.
Well, that's gonna be my Valentine's thing then. But where's my brush?
Ooh.
Ducking. I'm weaving.
He spilled the
He
beans.
spilled the beans. That's
It's
okay,
all right.
Ben. It's okay. Not
Yeah,
many people watch our show anyway.
Just as well. Just as well with the worst show ever.
I think Frazzle and I are taking that title.
We'll share it with you. Know what though? You were the first one on our show. We love you and Frazzle. We'll you know, you're welcome. We're the worst show. You can be the so and so show or the mediocre
It's like
or
sister cities. You know, you have
Yeah,
sister cities in different
cities.
countries.
Yes.
There we
The
go.
bomb, literally
it
the
takes,
bomb.
It takes one to know one. Yeah, we're the bomb,
The bomb.
literally. That's a
I
good
don't know
one.
if you the bomb, yeah. I don't know if you saw it, Little, but I did. When was it, Cheese? Last week, I went back and redid all the old thumbnails for
Yes.
the Whine and Cheese show.
He's a maniac. Like he gets these ideas, and then he's like, here, look what I did, and I'm expecting something small or something little, and I'm like, holy shit, that looks great. He's like, I'm gonna do it to all of them. So he just fucking does it to all of them. And he's like, here, I'm done, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is amazing.
Yeah, I'll show here. So I redid them all, and this is what I did for your one. If my computer doesn't die.
I did.
Oh,
Yes.
you did see it, yeah.
Yes.
So
I'm
I
like,
rejigged it.
wow.
Yeah.
No, I thought that
love
was
it.
really good. And then I
Yeah.
got your art pieces that you did, like with your little car, your little.
Oh, Cheese
setup.
hooked me up with that. Yeah.
That was
I
pretty
tweaked
cool.
them a bit, but it was totally all you. I did the moving edges, but he did like all of everything else.
So when
Yeah.
are we going to expect? When is going to be more Ben art?
I asked him
Oh,
the same
God.
thing. He has a schema.
Yeah, he
has-
does.
Yeah, when I get some free time. Ha ha ha.
I know. He's like, and then the fact that you have this motivation with so many other things going on.
It was
I
funny.
don't know how you guys do it. Like I struggle with myself,
Yeah.
and I'm disorganized chaos. And I look
He's
at you guys. I'm like, you guys are always on the go. Like, what is it? Is it the
It's because
monster
of
drinks,
Ben.
or
Ben
is it
is
the
like-
coffee?
Ben is
It's-
extremely organized, like
Oh, mate.
crazy, like a crazy psychotic person.
Which Cheese knows some of the, like I have, and a lot of people do too. Like I have notebooks and notebooks full of ideas for, you know, animated series and games and all of this sort of stuff. It's one of those things where you really wish you could live 10 lives or clone yourself 10 times over. And
Yeah.
I always say to people, on my days off from work, I am way more busier than when I'm at work.
But in a fun way.
Yeah,
Like that
in a
was
fun
so
way.
fun having you up for a week. Like you have the ideas, I put it into motion, like with the art. Like you when you were like, oh, look at this video I did, and I'm like, holy crap, that looks like Jack Nicholson. You're always sending me of him going yes, and I'm like, and you're like, I need another picture. I'll just use this picture, and I'm like, you know what? Let me try something, and then I freaking banged it out in one day, and I did it online. Like that was Slav watched me do that one, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and that's the
it's-
great thing when you get inspiration, because you guys feed off of each other. You're
Yeah.
each other's
sure.
inspiration, and you're a good team. You can do that, and that's how I feel with the communities that I'm in, because the inspiration I get from people is that's why every piece of my art is pretty much different, right?
Well, you inspired me, Lil.
Oh, you inspire
Absolutely.
me, Miss Cheese. And Ben does too. Although I don't talk to Ben very often, every once in a while, but because I know he's on the other side of the world, and when I'm up, he's sleeping, and vice versa. Or every once in a while, he'll drop me a little note. Look at little.
Yeah. Well, even Cheese and I, we probably only get about probably maybe 20 or 30 minutes a day now where we cross over because I'm working extra hours and that sort of stuff. But you're definitely right in saying that we kind of feed off each other. If Cheese hadn't come on board when she did and kind of stepped up, all of this would have went away. I would have never stuck with it. But having somebody where I can come up with these crazy brain farts, like when I come up with the idea for the Whine and Cheese show and I mentioned it to Cheese, she's like, hell yeah, let's do that. Or this later show, the breaking news one, she's like, fuck yeah, that sounds awesome. Where in previous iterations of the UDU, I'd bring up these sort of ideas and some of the other people involved would go, meh,
Because A, it's too much work.
Yeah.
And B, it's not their idea. And it's a very self-centered culture I've been noticing here.
Yes.
Like there's very few people that will hear a good idea and genuinely kind of be happy for the person and want to help them out. Or you'll get the total opposite, like, oh, that's a great idea. Like it's not mine, like it's not going to be this and that. Like, and then they don't want to put the work in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or we see what happened.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, or we see what happened early on in the UDU where one of our members came up with a really good idea for something and some other people involved poo-pooed it. And next minute, they've got this brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you have Frazzle's got lots going on right now too. But see, with Frazzle and I, we're like that. He's like my male part of me, the way we think and like doing food monsters for him. He like, oh, you want to do some food monsters? Like, sure, I have an idea. Sure, go for it. And I like working with Frazzle because I find he's scatterbrained like me. And he's all over the place and he's got all these ideas and we just go with it. Let's just do it. Or, I'll draw something and let's just, when do you want to drop? Oh, I'll show him something. He goes, oh, let's make it an NFT. You can do a pack. And I'll go like, okay, Fraz, go with it, And like you guys are the same thing. Like even with our show, even though it's disorganized chaos right now, because Frazzle's got lots going on in his real life and the fact that he's the only one that can do the StreamYard at the moment. So when he can't be there, we can't be there either, but with that, hopefully that will change in time. But so if someone's missing, there'll always be someone there. So, but it's fun doing the show. I mean, we just talk a whole lot of nothing but we try to expose the art and the projects and whether it be gamers or, even with you guys, we've mentioned you a few times, even when you're not there, because, you can't be expected to be at every show, just like everybody can't be everywhere all the time. And even when I go on streams, I'm always mentioning the UDU. I'm always talking about Morecheese's art, and try to get everybody to see the work that people have put their heart and souls into, and they should have the credit and the exposure and the recognition that they deserve. So
absolutely.
There's lots of great people out there. I have a list that I could just sit here and say, it's like, I like to, thank this person and I get cut off because there's so many people.
I'll have to call your husband and get the cane and he'll take you up with the cane.
Pull me off. Sorry, little, we've gone past our time. But there's so many people I can't thank people enough and the support with not only my stuff, but with the online and I've started gaming. I've never really got into much of the only really crypto game I had was Upland and a lot of other games I was leery on, or, the knowledge that I didn't have, or the confidence or that too, or the understanding. I didn't get into a lot of these games. And by the time I did obtain that knowledge on some of them, it was already too late to get into the game. And I always ask end of everything. So a lot of these games I never bothered to get into. And so I know Splinterlands has been around for a while, but I got into it and I'm enjoying it. It's just I suck at it, but I'm having fun at it and I'm meeting people. So for me, like you said, like even with Upland, we put a little bit of money into it. If I lose it, am I going to live in a cardboard box? Well, no, not likely, but it's fun and meeting people. And in the end, if your work or your projects get exposed, by word of mouth is the biggest thing you can ask for, because you might hit that group, business, or whale or person that really enjoys what you've done, latch onto it, and that's all it takes. So
Yeah,
whether it happens tomorrow or 10 years from now, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that this morning while I was doing the breakfast dishes. I was thinking of a flow chart, because we know a lot of people talk about doing things, but they never get around to actually doing it. And those people can be very critical of other people that are doing things. With that in mind, like I thought, for whether it's a show or whether it's, doing your NFT projects or whatever it is, playing a game or something like that, I thought, are you having fun doing this? Yes, great. And then feeding off that, are other people interested in it? No. You go back to, are you having fun doing this? Well, great.
Right.
It's
exactly what it is. Like for me, I mean, if I make money doing what I do, great. If I don't, I'm not going to be upset, because for me, it's my outlet.
Yeah.
And like people say, oh, the markets are down and you don't have a project and I don't care.
Yeah.
There are people out there that do appreciate. I know lots of people that hold, like yourself and Morecheeese, you hold a lot of my stuff because you appreciate the art. Well, whether you flip it.
Ben and
No,
I have
know
never
people
sold
that have
one of
never.
yours.
I know people that have not sold them. Like, I don't sell a lot of even I give my stuff away, but even stuff that I collect, I don't flip it. And there is some stuff I have on there just because I'm not a big fan of the project anymore. But
if it's a game, I'll flip it. If it's actual art that means something to me or meant something to me,
I won't.
Then like I want to own it. Yeah.
I think the only ones that I have listed are yours are duplicates that I've got in packs or something like that.
Yeah,
but I have given away a bunch of those as well.
Yeah, like a lot of people that I've talked to, not just my art, but other art that they've collected. Some of them were flippers, and they bought to flip, and then they came across my art, and for them, that's when they started collecting. And for me, that was when I got told that by several great people in the community. When they told me, yeah, you got me into collecting instead of just flipping. I got collecting your art, and thank you. And I'm like, wow, like that for me I was so flattered. I was speechless because I never really thought of because we're modest people, right? Like I'm the great little, buy my art. I'm wonderful. I'm like, here's my stuff. You like me or you don't like me. I'm not for everybody. And if you do appreciate, I'm always appreciative of that support, so like with Ben, I love Ben. Ben, I love you. And I appreciate, and Morecheeese as well,
I love you
that you support me, and you brought me back on your show, and you help with exposing me, exposing my art. And I really appreciate that. And I'm trying to do better, and you do you. I really am.
You're fine.
I'm so freaking lost when it comes to Upland. I just buy wherever. So when you guys start talking nodes, I'm like, where the hell is that? It's got to be somewhere in one of these.
Yeah.
I follow, but I get lost. There's just so much information in an Upland.
It is a lot. Yep.
And so I do lurk a lot, but I am there, and I always love, like, I'll buy properties. If you need me to buy a property, I'll buy a property somewhere. If you need me, my Spark, it's always, I never build on my stuff.
But you will, though, because now we're separating stuff, and it's like a whole different thing. I'll explain it to you later offline. So we're gonna get your stuff built in the Bronx node.
Okay, but I always donate my Spark. Like I think I only have 2 buildings I've ever built in all of my collection. I think there's 2. One in the dog patch, and I built one. Oh, I built one in the almond. Is it the almond area?
Almond Park. Yeah.
Yes, I built one there. That's the only 2 houses I have.
Nice. Oh,
because I like to donate to everybody else.
I know.
You do indeed. Which is far more generous than half the members there. So don't worry, you're doing great.
But you just tell me what you need me to do. I'm not always the greatest person of knowing where things are or expectations. I know I like to help, and
I got
you. And I'm gracious that you guys continue to let me be there. I try to talk when I can too.
Nice.
But you guys are great.
Just going back to like the freedom that you have as far as your art and that sort of thing, how much of that do you think comes from, like, you still have an in real life job and that sort of stuff? Like some of the people that Cheese and I talk to, they've crossed that bridge where they've given away the in real life job and they're full time in the space. And I would imagine there's a lot of pressure to pay the bills. Essentially, that's one of the reasons why I'm a bit wary of diving into it too deep as well, because at the moment all of this stuff is my hobby. I'm kind of wary of that turning into my 9-to-5 grind.
Yeah. Like I've thought of that. Like my husband has said, well, we know if we did certain things in terms of budgets and how we live and blah 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 blah, you could stay at home and do this. And I don't know if I could do that. Because I'm a workaholic. So I know when I had my own business and when I worked for another company, I worked from home and I spent my whole time at my desk. And I used to wake up in the middle of the night. I mean, people are sleeping and here I am sitting at my desk at 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how it always was. So I couldn't let it go. So I like the hobby. I'd like to have it a little bit more, but I think I need to get out of my house. And I think with the pandemic and everything else going on, like my family's home 24/7. And although, you know, I love my kids and all that, I need to get out.
Yeah, especially as a mother, that comes with a whole range of additional things where,
And I mean, my house used to be clean 2 years ago. Like I could go to work in the morning and I have a cup of coffee, like I just a cup sitting in the sink. I come home and I'm looking at my sink right now. I'm like, that sink was empty this morning. It is now full. Yeah.
I have a lot of parents at my work too, where like as a kindergarten teacher, the parents say, I don't know how you do this job dealing with 22 kids every day. I'm like, but sometimes leaving my 3 kids at home and going to work is relaxing.
Yeah.
You know? So.
And then it also makes you sometimes, depending on the kids that you're looking at, like the kindergarten kids, maybe it makes you appreciate your kids a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it does go both ways.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. All righty. Was there anything else you wanted to tell us about or anything you wanted to touch on before we wrap up here?
No, I'm pretty good unless you have something for me.
What do you got, Cheesy? Your eyeballs are going again?
Nothing. You know what it is? I'm hungry and Solly came home and he's messing around in the kitchen and I'm like wondering what he's making.
Righty. We better get you out of here before you swallow that chicken wing.
And Ben, what is it? You should be going to sleep, should you not?
No, it's 11 o'clock in the daytime here. I've got it's my last Wednesday off, so I got to go and feed my kids as well.
Well, I appreciate you guys as always. I can't say enough good things about you. I want to thank everybody that supported me, all the streamers, Drabs, Frazzle, the Donnies, Freddies, you know, everybody out there that, you know, the online and all the supporters. I mean, without people like you, without these communities that lift each other up, none of us would be here. It's not an I in community, you know, like, or team. Even though we're mashed full of different discords, a lot of us are come together. We're intertwined.
Community.
Well, there is. Yes, I know. I was thinking team, but I'm thinking about we're communities.
And there is an I in what was the other one?
I said team. There is no I in team.
There is if you draw the A correctly. It's in the A hole.
Okay. But you know what I mean.
Yes,
we're intertwined,
absolutely.
and all of us lifting each other up. It was what makes us successful. Divided, we fall. Together,
100%.
We conquer, and we all become successful. So that's my whole goal, and how I go about my day and how I go about stuff is to make not only myself successful, but I usually put myself last. I'm always trying to boost the ones around me. So I thank you guys very much for having me here again. It was my pleasure.
Thank you for being
Well, we love
here.
having you on, and I'm going to put you on the spot. As you know, we have our listeners do a little kind of secret challenge every week so that they can get one of Cheese's free NFTs. I'm going to put you on the spot. What should the sickos do this week, Lil?
The sickos.
Yeah, what should they do? Normally we send them to a server and they got to send a message or just some kind of little challenge. What are they going to do, you reckon? It could be head over to the online in and tag you or...
Oh, yeah, that would be good. Or,
Right, so-
yeah. Oh, am I supposed to say that?
Where you go. How about it? Yeah.
It's the sickos need to come over to the online in and tag Little Creation to get a surprise Easter egg from Morecheeese.
Nice.
I love
Good.
it. I love it.
Alrighty.
We'll
Is there
have the
anything
link and
special?
everything.
Yeah. Is there anything special they need to say or they just say, hey, we seen you or whatever?
Mm.
They can say there's no I in community.
Oh, yeah, there's no I
There
in
you go.
community. No I in community. There we go.
Keyword. Nice. Tag Little with a word that doesn't have an I in it. There you go.
There you
Yeah.
Don't ask her to spell it.
Very cool.
I love you. That was great. I
That was
love it.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, thank you very much once again. And sign us out, Cheese. We're out of here.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Go ahead, get your pinky up. Talk wine and cheese, motherfucker. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Talk wine and cheese, motherfucker. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up.
Eagle Empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off the ride. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. Eagle Empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife, flying through the sky. Eagle Empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off the ride. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. Eagle Empire, samurai.